Morning, reefing peoples. This is my little Innovative Marine 25 lagoon. We're getting up to the end of the year, so it's time to clean this sump out, which turns out to be a really nasty job. I don't like doing it, but it's got to be done because it's been at least a year. So what I'm going to do is take this light off because, knowing me, I'm going to drop it in the water. Take everything out of here and clean this all up and then vacuum out the water. So first of all, I need to know how much water that I need to have made up. So I measured this to be 23 inches across, 3 inches deep, and wide rather, and 12 inches deep. So if you do those calculations and it's 100% full, which it's not, you'd get 3.6 the gallons of water this rear sump holds. So what I'm going to do is, first thing I'm going to do is take the heater out and put it inside the tank, leave the wave maker on. I'm going to take the media out and put it in the tank, and then I'm going to turn everything off and take it all out of here. I'll show you that. Okay, so I got my heater out and I cleaned it all up. It was unbelievably nasty. So I got that in the main tank. I've got my bottom of the media in the main tank. Wave maker is running, so they're going to have flow and they're going to have the temperature, and my biomedia will be safe. So now I've got to start working back here, and I can't even get my chubby little hands in here. So I'm going to come up with some kind of brush and brush all this out. But the first thing I'm going to do is lower this water lower than these holes, which is the pump output and the water input. Because if you don't and you start stirring this muck up back here, it's going to bleed itself into the main tank, and I don't want that crap in the main tank. So I'm going to lower this water first. Okay, here we go. I just dipped the water out of here. It looks like about a gallon or two. Below the water feed to the back sump and for the water output. So now when I'm working back here, I won't be pushing water with muck in it up to here. Now I'm going to lower this water in this sump by probably about half because I don't want to push a giant brush down in here and splash this all over the place. So I'm going to get my Python out and lower this by about half. Okay, I got my Python running. I'm getting ready to take this water out of here. There are all kinds of things living in here. There are 2 or 3 different types of sponges. But there's a lot of detritus, so I really don't want to kill the sponges, but I got to get this detritus out of here. So I'm going to suck through my Python. It's in my hands. The water should be going down. There it goes. That's about half of the chamber. Now we'll take out the chamber, about half or less. It doesn't have to be half. This is not exact. I just don't want to splash this muck up in my... Okay, there's enough of that. Now let's do the first chamber on the other side. You see it going down. Bada bing, bada bong. Done. Okay. Now we can start cleaning. Okay, here's what I'm going to try. This is a brand new toilet brush. Never been used. I cleaned it really, really well. So I'm going to try to clean these out with this toilet brush. Let's see what happens. Well, that worked a lot better than I thought it would. Now I'll get a bristle brush, and clean up the edges, but that did a pretty good job. Okay, I did something really stupid here. This temperature was dropping like a rock. And I said, what the heck's going on here? I put the heater in there. Yeah, dummy, you didn't put the probe in here. The probe for the Inkbird was back in this chamber, and I sucked all the water out of it, and the room is 69 degrees, so this started dropping like a rock. What a dummy. Okay, so here's something I never thought about before. I kept trying to suck the sponges, which, like I said, I don't want to kill the sponges, but there's detritus all over them. I kept trying to suck these out of the bottom, and they're not on the bottom. They're under the bottom. The panels here, are not glued to the bottom of the aquarium. They're glued to an insert. You see that space down there? So they just made these 2 things as an insert and slid them in here and then glued them to the back. So detritus can get underneath these and there's no way to get it out of there. I just never thought about that before. I don't really care for that. Here's something else you definitely want to do while you're doing all this maintenance is you want to blow out your light. You can see down in there, well you can't, but I can, cat fur, dust bunnies, there's all kinds of nasty stuff down in there. So I'll take this over to the shop and blow this out with an air compressor. Okay, so now I got to clean all the components that go back in the sump. So I'm going to start with the return pump. This is the original that came with it. It's worked great for all these years. I've had no problems with it. But it does get real dirty, as you would imagine. See all the muck? So what you do is you take all this apart, you clean all the muck off, you rinse it out. You take a brush like this, you clean out all of these pieces because these are going to be full of muck, and then we'll put her back together. Okay, I got the filter basket all cleaned up. It was full of detritus as well. And I'm going to replace the carbon. The carbon that I use is the AquaClear 50. It fits in here great, and it's a really high quality, the carbon, and it's really cheap and it's available everywhere. So I'll put that in there. I rinsed out the filter pad. When I'm completely done with the aquarium, which needs a water change and clean, I'll replace this, but for now I'll just use the old one, and we're going to put that back in. Okay, I'm checking the salinity of the tank. 1.026, that's what I shoot for. 1.025, 1.026. Now I'll go check the salt water I just made last night. Okay, I got my power head in there. I got my heater in there. And I'm running low, baby. 1.024. I'll put some more in there till it gets it up to 25, 26, then we'll rock. Okay, we got her all put back together. I got both of the filter baskets installed. So one has carbon in it and a filter pad. One has the valve meter and a filter pad. Got my heater back in. Got my return pump all clean and back in. The Innovative Marine printing skimmer that goes right here is not here because it needs to be cleaned also, but that is a separate issue, and I'll show you, I'll put a reference to a video I did on this. The Innovative Marine, the little pump that's in there, it's extremely hard to get out of it to clean, and it's very delicate. I've broken one before. So I'll leave a reference to that to show you, and once that's clean, it'll go right back here, and we're done. So now I just got to clean the tank up and check all my parameters. So that's it. Thanks for watching. See you later.